As you can see, I'm back here to continue sharing the Reading Your Word with you guys today. As you see, it's been kind of a nice day around here. I don't know how it's been where y'all are, but it's been pretty nice around here. The weather's been looking pretty tranquil and smooth. But we're going to continue on where we left off in Genesis here. The last thing we talked about in Genesis was where Abraham had to offer Isaac as a burnt offering in the land of Moriah, which was actually the seed that's sown for Jesus to come into the world and die for us on the cross. But now we're going to move on to Genesis 23. Genesis 23. I'll give you guys just a minute to get there. I'm currently there myself. And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kithrabeah, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my lord, thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth, and he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and entreat for me to Ephron the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Michlapah, which he hath. It's hard to pronounce, so you have to forgive me on the pronunciation of some of these names, guys. Which he hath, which is in the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it me for a possession of a burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham and the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my lord, hear me. The field I give thee, and the cave that is therein I give it thee, in the presence of the sons of my people. Give it I thee, bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people of the land. And he spake unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me, I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 100 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Michlapah, which is before Mamre, the field and the cave which is therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders around about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of his city. And after this Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Michlapah, before Mamre, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. Hi, hello to all y'all that are commenting down there. I see Sarah has died, and Abraham has bought a burying place for her to bury the dead. So that was the story of Sarah's death, and how she was buried and mourned. So that's it for Genesis chapter 23. So now this burying place that Sarah is buried in is going to be a place that's going to be used repeatedly throughout the book of Genesis. So, and that's we're going to see more of this place mentioned as we go on through the chapters and the stories of the patriarchs. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys in Genesis. Now turn with me to Matthew chapter 23. Matthew chapter 23. I'm currently there myself. I'll give you guys just a minute to get there. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and they lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works do they for to be seen of men. They make board their fissillaries, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feast, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the marketplaces, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. Be not ye called Rabbi, but be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master. And Rabbi in Jewish, it means master. God bless you all too. Even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. Neither be ye called master, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and for much pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Whosoever therefore shall swear by the altar sweareth by it, and by all things thereon. And whosoever shall swear by the temple sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and chutham, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. Judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye make clean the outside of the cup, but of the platter, the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Now, all this, okay. Now, as I mentioned before, we see this repeated several times throughout the scripture, and I've said this several times in just about all my videos about religion. More confrontation with religion, and this shows you just how hypocritical it really is. Okay? just take the but the parables that we read earlier about the wicked vine dressers, the malevolence of religion, the malevolence of organized religion, the people that go to church that that they go to church, they dress up and nicely dressed, but inwardly at home that they can be very malicious when they're behind closed when they're behind in incognito time at home. People that they're professing that come profess as professing Christians, but they don't really live a Christian life outside of the church walls. And as I said before, talk about, okay, I think I might have said this before, talked about religion. Okay, these Pharisees, the scribes and Pharisees, the Pharisees definitely originated from the Hasidians, which were religious people in the 400. I talked about the 400 silent years a couple of videos ago. I'm going to tell it again. During, okay, when the Maccabee revolt, as I may have told you about how Alexander the Great conquered the Middle East after the rebuilding of the Second Temple, when the Jews returned from Babylon, and his empire split into the several major parts. The Seleucid Empire and the Ptolemaic Empire were the two that was prominent for the New Testament times. And when the Seleucid Empire was very malicious towards the Jews, and Hellenization, as I'm going to go with that, Hellenization, the Greek culture that was being forced upon, the Greek paganism that was being forced upon the Jews, and you had Jews that went with it and Jews that did not go with it. But so you had pro-Hellenistic and anti-Hellenistic Jews. That's like a civil war that happened there. And under Antiochus IV, which was a very malevolent man, dictator, he ransacked the temple, and he killed people, and he slaughtered animals that were abominable to the Mosaic law on the altar. But the Maccabee, okay, there was a family called the Maccabees, and the Maccabees rose up in a revolution and revolted against the Seleucid Empire, against Greece. And through the Maccabees, the Greek Empire was overthrown. But okay, the term for very religious people, they called them Hasildeans. They were pious people that were roughly equivalent to Puritans. If you read about the Salem, and we talked about Halloween and witchcraft and all that stuff in the last video, and it's kind of makes sense here. As you read about how the Puritans, they were when they colonized the Salem, Massachusetts, and Massachusetts Bay Area. So okay, these Hasildeans, they eventually split into the Pharisees and the Essenes, and the Maccabean revolt gave right that when Maccabees overthrew Greece, they became known as the Hasmonean dynasty, and that gave rise to the Sadducees. That's mentioned here in the New Testament. But as Jesus says here, from that point on, like the Pharisees and the Essenes and the Sadducees, the Hasmonean dynasty, if you read about it from that after it established itself, it's a sad tale of ambition for lust, of ambition caused by greed and power, ambition of power and greed. People, it's basically saying, okay, but Jesus very emphasized on that very much right here. As you can see, they were driven by their ambition for power and greed. As the centuries went on. So these Pharisees and these Sadducees and the religious elite, the religious leaders of Jesus' time were they lived in a luxurious, I should say, they lived in a luxurious lifestyle, but it was also a lifestyle that was, they were tyrannical in terms of their religion. That they, as I said, the religious laws were very much ridiculous back in Jesus' day. That they were so strict at observing the law of Moses for what the law of Moses was not actually put in place for. They took it everything out of context. That it makes it more menacing than what it was actually meant for. It was not meant to hinder anybody. It was meant to help man get back to God, point the way back to God. But instead, they think that it's all that they ruled the Jews like dictators. Just like I may have mentioned this before, like if you were sick and if it was the Sabbath day, you just had to endure that sickness until the next day because you couldn't get healed. It was against the law to heal on the Sabbath, supposedly. That's why. And remember how Jesus, that they've tried to catch Jesus because they've seen him heal on the Sabbath, and the Sabbath was not meant for man. The Sabbath was made for man to have rest. Man was not made for the Sabbath. So really tyrannical people, and I said they were malevolent individuals, especially Ananias and Caiaphas. Okay, but back to where we were. We're in verse 27, I think it yeah, verse 26. Okay, thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but within full of dead men's bones, and full and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! Because ye build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Will ye fill ye up then the measure of your fathers? Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them ye shall scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew with between the temple and the pillar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killedst the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Now that's another confrontation that Jesus had with religion. So, and as you can see, it's going to be repeated throughout Scripture. You're going to see the malevolence of religion and continue in the Gospels. And that's really all I wanted to share, and that's kind of all I wanted to share with you guys for right now. I hope this video has been very educational for you guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. And I hope this video has been, it's, like I said, very educational. And I hope to see you guys back here again tomorrow night to continue with our Bible reading of the day. Thank you all, and like I do suggest. I strongly suggest that you all do read the Bible each and every single day. It is very much a life-changing experience. It changed my life, and I know that it will change yours as well. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a blessed day.